ASMR Gaming News.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to ASMR Gaming News. Please hit that like button. Sit back, relax, and let's begin. So, we have a lot of gaming news this week, but I'm gonna be honest, a lot of the gaming news this past week has been very negative. Like, it's not happy news. But let's start with maybe one of the nice pieces of news first before we get into all the crazy stuff happening in the games industry right now. So, literally, this just stealth dropped in the last 24 hours. So, Call of Duty, Black Ops, and Black Ops 2 just randomly showed up on PlayStation 5's PSN store. This was announced a few weeks ago. I remember talking about this. Basically, for the longest time, if you wanted to play Black Ops 1 or 2 on PlayStation, you had to go get a PS3. But on Xbox, because Xbox is backwards compatible, you could play the 360 version on your Xbox One and on your Xbox Series X and S. So I actually have Call of Duty Black Ops 1 on my Xbox Series X. And yeah, I've played it on that before. It's just the Xbox 360 version, but upscaled. So it doesn't look the best, but hey, at least you can play the game. But it got announced recently that they were going to port the basically Black Ops 1 and 2 to PlayStation 5 and PS4. And this just randomly shadow dropped today, in the last few hours. So everybody is super happy about this. This was a very nice surprise for the Call of Duty community on PlayStation. So a lot of people are really, really happy about this. And of course, everybody's playing online, on the kind of fan favorite maps in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 has some iconic maps for real, in the multiplayer, and kind of makes me want to pick it up. If you are a PlayStation Plus member, by the way, the game is 50% off right now, just for PlayStation Plus members. So it's $20 to buy the game instead of the normal $40 price tag. So I thought I should just mention that in case any of you were thinking of picking this up on PlayStation today. So yeah, that's a pretty big deal right now. A lot of people are happy about that. And then we have an anime that just got kind of revealed with a teaser trailer for Ghost of Tsushima Legends. So this was announced a while back that they were making an anime based on Ghost of Tsushima because the game did so well. And now the new game, Ghost of Yoti, also did extremely well. So, yeah, they handed over, the rights of the game to, anime studios to make an anime based on the game. And it's called Ghost of Tsushima Legends, and they just released the character kind of teaser trailer right now. You can find it on YouTube. And people are happy. The fans of Ghost of Tsushima are really excited for this. And people that have not played the game also seem pretty excited just because the animation quality, from what I've heard, is going to be really, really good for this. I think it has a higher budget than normal, so this is going to look amazing, and I bet a lot of people are going to pick up the game after watching the anime. So yeah, that just got revealed this week. And yeah, let's head on to the not really positive news that's been happening this week. So first, we have the continuation of the crazy PlayStation news from last week. So, Sony, for like 6 days, did not post on social media. They were scared. They were hoping people would forget about their physical game discs are no longer going to be created post. But the PlayStation fanbase has not forgotten. 6 days after PlayStation, originally posted that, they finally came back to social media. And they've started posting, like, some ads for, like, a fighting game, Fight Stick for PlayStation 5. Immediately they got ratioed to oblivion in the comments of all their social media. And then they started posting about upcoming games and PlayStation Plus and stuff like that. And every single time, it was like they were trying to just flood social media with a lot of new announcements so that people would forget. But every single time, if you go to the comment section, there's like people with like 800,000 likes on a post saying like, bring back real games, Sony, things like that. So, yeah, a lot of the PlayStation fanbase seems really, really angry. A lot of people love having physical game collections, owning their game discs, so having that taken away from people, I understand, being angry about that, because like, as much as it is easy to buy a game digitally, it is kind of awesome to have the game disc that you can give your friend, you can give to your cousin, like, hey, here's Red Dead Redemption 2, go try it, try out the game, here's the disc. Like, you can't really do that with a digital game. So for a lot of people, the best way to get a game, the best way to trade a game or sell a game is having a physical copy, because like, if you can only buy the game digitally, then Sony is the only one that can sell you that game. And let me tell you, as somebody that had a PS3, PS4, PS5, Sony games like never go on sale, and when they do, it's like, 20% off. Like there are PlayStation games right now that are like launch PS4 titles that are still like priced extremely high. They have not gone down in price. But if you go to like Amazon or Best Buy or Target, Walmart, you'll find games listed at a much cheaper price, like $10, $12, $15 for a game. So for a lot of people, if a lot of people don't have money to be spending like $70 on games. So sometimes you want to buy a game for a cheaper price, you want to buy a used game. So if Sony stops making game discs, then no one can get games for cheaper prices. And Sony, of course, they love that. So people are reminding them this entire week about this, and it seems like it's not going away. I think Sony's marketing team, they're working overtime right now, and I am very surprised that Sony has not addressed their fans yet. This is something that is old Sony back in like the PS3, PS4 era. They were really like vocal with their community. Like they would actually be like talking to the fan base every month or so with like posts or things like that. They would have like the CEO come out and like address people. That doesn't really happen anymore. PlayStation is very corporate, very like hidden away, so you never know what they're thinking. They like never talk to their fan base that much anymore, and I think they may have made a big mistake here by not addressing their fans. Like, hey guys, we understand you are all upset. We'll think about this or something like that. But they didn't even respond. They didn't even address that a lot of people don't like this, and they're kind of hiding, kind of pretending that this is gonna go away. And I think PlayStation fans, I think Sony may have underestimated how passionate PlayStation fans are. Like, if you know the console wars online, how things were back in like PS3, Xbox 360, or PS4, Xbox One, like people would be arguing for days on what system was better and stuff like that. So those fans, those are the ones fighting right now against their own brand, basically telling Sony like, hey, we don't like what you're doing. And I personally, as someone looking in on this situation, I think Sony, maybe they should take this week off I think one of the CEOs, one of the guys in charge of PlayStation, should come out, maybe post like a 1-minute YouTube video or something, sharing like his concerns. He understands the community, and they're going to be discussing this and making a decision at some point in the future, and just leaving it at that. Because by ignoring it, I think they're making people angrier and more vocal, and it's just like growing online. So I think eventually Sony might have to say something. I don't think they expected people to care that much about physical game discs, but yeah, they kind of gambled, and it's kind of backfiring a little bit, I would say. So yeah, this situation's not going away. And just today, PlayStation announced that they are going to show some of their upcoming PS5 games at Tokyo Game Show, which is happening, I believe, at the end of August, early September. So yeah, Tokyo Game Show is like the big kind of Japanese game media show where they show off a lot of upcoming video games and stuff like that. So PlayStation says that they have games to show coming to the PS5 at this Tokyo Game Show. And Sony also just said that they will be at San Diego Comic-Con 2026, and that they are going to have announcements, and they have a panel for upcoming PlayStation games and various activities. So it seems like they will be possibly showing trailers for Marvel's Wolverine and possibly other upcoming PlayStation games. We don't know what yet, but some stuff's gonna get shown. We might get new game announcements, and this is all awesome. But every time Sony announces this, there's like a ton of people saying like, oh, we're gonna be there, we're gonna be protesting, stuff like that. So it's gonna be interesting to see if there's actual PlayStation fans that show up at San Diego Comic-Con to kind of, tell Sony to bring back game discs. Like, that'll be insane if that actually happens, but who knows? Who knows? PlayStation fans are always like surprising Sony, I feel like, recently. So yeah, I'm very interested in seeing, of course, what games get announced, especially if there's secret unannounced games that Sony apparently has. If they have anything for the PS5 that hasn't been announced yet, I really would like to see what they announce. I am still hoping for an Astrobot 2 game. I had so much fun playing Astrobot 1 on the channel, so I know they're going to make a second one at some point, so can't wait to see a trailer for that. And then we have very sad news for Xbox. Oh man, this last week has been very, very bad. So it's no secret at this point, Microsoft bought way too many companies for Xbox in the last few years. They bought so many studios, like, Bethesda, they bought Activision Blizzard, Arcane, all these studios. They bought id Software, the developers for like Doom and stuff like that, and yeah, it is not looking good. Basically, Xbox confirmed early this week that 4 studios are being let go, and that over 3,000 employees will be let go from their positions. So they're not calling it fired, they're calling it let go, so they do get like a severance package of like pay. But yeah, like 3,000 people that work at various Xbox companies for games all lost their jobs, or got told they will, be leaving their job. And 4 major studios are basically being let go, so they're not being shut down, they're just being let go to do things on their own, which is never a good thing, of course, because it's very, very hard to support yourself when you're a big company alone in the games industry. And then we have some of the developers mentioned, so this is really disappointing. id Software, developer of Doom, apparently 50% of their team that is working on games right now, they all got let off. They all got let go. So apparently the team is like devastated right now. There are interviews, like hidden interviews with like journalists and things like that coming out with some statements, and people are saying like morale is at like 0%. Like people are super sad right now that, you know, half of their team is gone and they were working on a game. So the future of Doom games is not looking too good right now, especially because the studio lost half the team. Apparently, Obsidian Entertainment, they were making an Avowed sequel, and they had to cancel that. They had to let people go, and now Obsidian is working on a new Fallout game instead. People are saying it might be a New Vegas 2, possibly. We don't know. But yeah, half the team, like for that, or yeah, I'm not certain if it's exactly half. They didn't give a specific amount, but there are layoffs that happened at the Obsidian studio as well. So it could be 20 people, it could be 30, 40, 50. I have no idea. Microsoft, you know, hasn't really revealed all of that. I think they want people to not really know all the details, but Obsidian is not happy, of course. You know, if you're making a new Fallout New Vegas, you want as many people as possible helping you make the new Fallout game. So if people are let go from the company, that's never good, especially if they're like key people that you need. So that is very sad. As somebody that likes Fallout New Vegas, like I don't want anybody from that original team or the current team that's working on a new Fallout to be fired in any way, especially, you know, because that could impact the game. So just really bad for Fallout fans. Apparently Bethesda has a huge chunk of their staff at Xbox laid off, and the Elder Scrolls apparently has been heavily impacted. They say that team morale right now at the studio is at rock bottom because they are supposed to be making the Elder Scrolls 6, you know, the sequel to Skyrim, one of the biggest Elder Scrolls games ever. And they have a smaller studio now because people got let go. So yeah, every Xbox studio basically has been impacted by these layoffs. You know, they got 20 people here, 40 people here, 100 people from maybe another studio. Everybody's kind of losing their jobs. So yeah, very bad time. And basically Xbox, the reasoning they gave is the game industry, you know, right now is going through a transitional kind of period. They said that game costs are way too high, and they can't afford to have all these studios, all these people working, and then games that don't sell as much as they used to, or at high numbers that the investors want, stuff like that. So honestly, I don't know if all that's true. A bunch of people were calling out Xbox, saying that they knew what they were doing when they were buying these studios, and that they shouldn't be firing all these people after acquiring the studio. Doesn't really make sense. But, you know, I feel like maybe Microsoft made some choices and bought too many companies without realizing that buying these companies, you then have to pay all these employees that work at those companies, and that when you fire people that work there, then games maybe are more broken, maybe there's more glitches, maybe the games don't ship on time, maybe the games aren't as good, and then when that happens, then the games don't sell well, and then Microsoft starts firing people. So it's kind of like a broken cycle a little bit. So I don't think they realize that. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried about the future of all these game companies right now. You know, id Software with the Doom games, and I really don't want to see anything bad happen to any like Fallout games or Elder Scrolls. So yeah, it's a little bit concerning right now, all this stuff happening in the games industry with Xbox and the studios that they bought. So yeah, that has been a lot this week. A lot of people talking about this. If you are on social media, it's really sad to hear from some of the developers because they're posting, you know, that they just, you know, got a notice that day at work that they won't be returning the next day. So that happening is like the worst feeling ever. So yeah, very, very terrible situation right now. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you all think about all this. And right when you think that, maybe Nintendo will have some positive news this week, well, the one big Nintendo announcement is about the closing of Mario Kart Tour. This is basically like the mobile phone version of Mario Kart. It was kind of fun. I had it on my iPhone. And yeah, it was basically like a smaller version of Mario Kart. It was different than the console, Nintendo Switch versions of Mario Kart. But it was fun to play on your phone for a little bit. You could unlock characters and different like stages to race on. And Nintendo announced that they are completely ending the Mario Kart Tour online servers on September 30th. So yeah, in like 2 months, the server will be down, and you'll no longer be able to play Mario Kart Tour anymore. So if you want to try out the game, if you've never played Mario Kart Tour on your phone, I highly recommend downloading it, checking the game out at least once. It's free. Buying other characters and stuff like that, you have to pay from what I remember, but I never did that. The game is pretty fun though, so definitely worth at least trying out before the servers go down. And yeah, that is kind of all the sad but important news of the week. So thank you all for listening, for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And yeah, let me know your thoughts, your opinions in the comments about what's happening right now in the games industry. Seems like everything's like kind of bad right now. Like prices are going up. Game studios are losing people. They're shutting down. Like things are not doing too good right now. So yeah, very curious to hear all your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you all next time. So long.